Hey, what's up my friends? Yoga Strength TV, Kyle Regal here, and today, this video, want to talk about the sensationalization of yoga. Kind of like what that's doing, what it's being perceived of, being perceived as, and really that it's making waves. So anything that's going to make waves is going to cause, you know, what's the word I want? Drama, if you will, right? Drama, right? It's going to get all, people are going to bitch and cry and moan about stuff. But anything up and coming is going to create a bigger wave, and that big wave is going to cause challenges in the world. So the sensationalization of yoga is what I'm talking about. There is basically, yoga isn't about having the perfect body. Unfortunately, most all yoga advertising is around a 5'8", blonde brunette, size, I don't know, 6, guessing on that, woman in her late 20s, early 30s, got a nice curvy figure, strong, toned. That's like the image of yoga, right? Then you've got the men of yoga, who are these, generally speaking, completely half-covered, tattooed guys with a beard, maybe with, you know, and they're like muscular, almost just like very strong, very lean looking. When in reality, so those are the two like male and female generalization stereotypes of what yoga is representing. There is truth to that. However, I find it unfortunate that there are not as many, and this really, hey, there's deer over there. This really isn't, the deer back on the side of the road. This isn't really something like against yoga. I think this is more something against, not even against, I don't like using that word, something to be aware of our American westernized culture, on how we idealize and put on a pedestal these certain people who are foreseen as beautiful and hot or sexy or whatever to the world. Now, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I'm sure everyone has heard that before. So not all of the stereotypical yogis are going to, you know, be hot to such, you know, to one person or another. So the sensationalization of yoga, let's get back to the point, right? Being overburdened by these, you know, people with tight abs and sexy asses, right? It's deterring, steering people away who would otherwise be interested in yoga potentially. Overweight people, maybe people who just don't like themselves, like the look in the mirror, when really those people, we all need that. We all really need to be able to be welcome, to be accepted, and encouraged to practice yoga, encouraged to explore our bodies, encouraged to explore what's in the depths of our heart, what the depths of our soul is really speaking and trying to communicate to us. Because that is the part of the awakening that the world, at least I believe, truly needs. We need everyone to come together and start to work together rather than work against each other, and stop holding on to these stereotypical perfections, if you will, of advertisements and, you know, the whole big machine, the corporate machine, if you will. That's the sensationalization of yoga. I think it needs to stop. Do I think it's going to stop? Probably not. We've probably got a couple more, I don't know, I would say years, maybe not that long into it. Depends on how the evolution of consciousness goes, in my perspective. But anyways, I think that needs to slow down. We need to get back to the roots of yoga. We need to get back to studies of Patanjali, where the ancients really began their studies and began their sharings and teachings of yoga, because in that is the true essence, that's the core of yoga. Self-discovery, self-realization. The postures, yes, are a very important factor of all of that. It's how we get into our body to discover ourselves more, is through the postures. It's one doorway, but there are many other doorways to go through and experience that. So it's my rant on the sensationalization of yoga. Good and bad, it's getting publicity, more people are getting interested in it. However, it could just get overblown. But stay positive, stay true to your yoga practice, and we'll be just fine.